Hey guys, so first of all, Happy New Year. In today's video, I wanted to do my year in review 2017, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm basically going to be talking about all the things that I did this year. I had a very busy year. There's been some emotional moments, some sad moments, but on the whole, this year has been very good. So I'm going to be talking about what I've done this year. Most of it you will have seen on this YouTube channel and my Instagram, but it's just a recap. I've put it in months, so we'll talk about each month individually. Also, just some memories and things associated with the year, so I can look back and see how my 2017 was. So before I get on with doing the monthly things, I want to quickly talk about mental health, just very, very briefly. It's been a weird year for mental health, so I've had ups, I've had downs, I've had really, really bad crashes, uh, and there's been months where it's not been very good at all. But on the whole, I have to say, 2017 has been a good year mental health wise on the whole. I have had some crashes, like I said, but I feel like I'm a lot more focused, a lot less stressed, and a lot more happy this year than I was in 2016. Now that's out the way, let's get on with my memories. So in January, unfortunately, we're starting on a bit of a sad note. John Hurt passed away. Who I know best for playing Garrick Ollivander and, the voice of the dragon in Merlin, the War Doctor, the Elephant Man. John Hurt has just been in so many things, and I was incredibly saddened by his passing, so that impacted me negatively in January. Also in January, me and my mum visited a local museum that we didn't even know existed. I've lived here 22 years, and I had no idea this museum, 22 years I've lived here my whole life, and I had no idea this museum even existed. So we visited the Time Trap Museum, and we did a vlog for that. Most of these things I did a vlog for. That's really all that happened in January for me. So in February, I went to my first Comic-Con of the year, which was Sci-Feb, a local Comic-Con. I dressed up as Ivy Pepper from Gotham for the second time. I met two Game of Thrones actors, Josephine Gillen, who plays Marai, a prostitute in Game of Thrones, and Miltos, I can't say his last name, but he plays Syrio Forel. Also in February, a slight sad note again, but we'll talk about it a bit later on. Nelson Ellis, who I know best for playing Lafayette in True Blood, started following me on Instagram, and we had some brief conversations. If you don't know, Nelson Ellis has since passed away, so that's why that's so special to me. I also went to Planet Circus with my best friend Sarah. It was the first time I've ever been to a circus, or the first time I ever remember going to a circus, and it was so much fun. I have a vlog for that as well. Also in February, it was quite a busy month. I went to Wonderland, the musical, with Katie, my other best friend. So it's a musical based on Alice in Wonderland. Katie is a huge Alice in Wonderland fan. I bought a programme, and it was just such a fun night. We had such a good time. And finally in February, it was my dog Jack's 9th birthday. 9 years old, he's going to be 10 soon, which is happy but sad at the same time. And it was just a fun day. He got lots of presents, and we was playing all day and cuddling all day, and my mum made him a cake, like a doggy cake and stuff like that. So that's all for February. In March, it was 20 years of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, when the TV series first aired, not the film. And I did quite a bit to celebrate 20 years. I actually created 7 videos on this YouTube channel on that day for each season of Buffy. I also went to my best friend Katie again, her birthday party. She doesn't live here anymore, but she came back here for a birthday party with her flatmate Beth, who I adore as well, and that was just a fun night. I also went to see Beauty and the Beast, the live action, in the cinema, which I loved. I thought it was phenomenal, and I had such a fun time. And it was also Dad's birthday. On his actual birthday, we had a Chinese takeaway, and we watched The Great Wall, which was absolute rubbish, but it was Dad's birthday, so he got to choose the film. And on the weekend, me, Mum and Dad went to Brewers Fair. That's like our go-to place. I've done a few vlogs at Brewers now for a meal. That's it for March. And then in April, Not a lot happened actually. I went to a local Comic-Con again and I dressed as Super Mario. Again, it was a fun time. I met Luke Barnes, who played Rast in Game of Thrones. I met Ross O'Hennessy, who's been in a lot of things, but I know him best for playing the Lord of Bones in Game of Thrones. And I met Peter Davidson, which is the second Doctor I've ever met. Obviously, Peter Davidson played the Doctor in Doctor Who. So that's all that really happened in April. And then in May, I officially left university, which was very emotional. Very sad. I'm actually getting a little bit emotional just filming this video because it's just an emotional video, isn't it? Yeah, I left university. And then also in May, I went to Dream Boys with my mother for the second time. I bought this as a Christmas or birthday gift for her, and we went to see Dream Boys. I then had a Eurovision Song Contest party with my parents and Sarah. If you don't know, I am a huge Eurovision Song Contest fan. I just love the cheese and the music, and you can't watch Eurovision without having a party. Also in May, it was a very busy month again. I went to Liverpool for the first time with my dad, and it was one of the most amazing trips of my life. I only went for the day. It was only a day trip, but I fell in love. Again, I've got a vlog for that. I saw some Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them filming locations and one Harry Potter filming location, and we also went to the Beatles story, the Beatles experience, and my dad cried. We went to the Cavern Club. Me and Dad have so many amazing memories associated with that trip, and again, I've done a vlog for that, nothing like self-promotion. I also went to see Pirates of the Caribbean Salazar's Revenge in May. I hope this video doesn't run for too long, and I absolutely loved it, of course. Moving on to June, it was the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in June. Again, I did lots of things on the actual day. I have a vlog for that. And at one point I went to my local Waterstones for an event. I did a vlog for that. It wasn't very good, but you can watch the vlog if you want. Also in June I went to Lincoln to see some family members, my uncle and his family and my cousins. I went with my mum and we went to the Lincoln Castle and the Lincoln Cathedral, and surprise, surprise, I have a vlog for that. In July July was a very emotional month for me, both good and bad. A lot of my highs happened in July, but a lot of my lows happened in July as well. First of all, Nelson Ellis, who I mentioned earlier on in the vlog, who played Lafayette in True Blood. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about this. He sadly passed away. I did a video on this channel on the day that he passed away. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I was a wreck, a real bad emotional wreck. I'm glad I did that video, but I kind of regret it as well, because I was just, you can tell that I was super affected, and it's very raw. I'm still very affected by it now. But also in July, I went to Gainsborough with my mother, and we went to Gainsborough Old Hall. I loved it. Gainsborough Old Hall is like Tudory, all Tudor stuff, and I love the Tudors. There I booked it for this. Some of the costumes from the BBC series Wolf Hall were there, and I got to see them, and I'm not going to talk about that too much because, surprise, surprise, I have a vlog for that, but Gainsborough was so good. I also got my uni grades in July, again an emotional thing. I got a 2-2, I don't mind telling you guys, I got a 2-2 in music. Another very emotional thing that happened in July, I said goodbye to my best friend Sarah for 2 years. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that either. She's a missionary, a Mormon, which means for religious purposes she has gone on a mission for 2 years. I can't pretend to be fully aware of what's going on because I'm not a Mormon, but for religious purposes she's gone to Canada on a mission for 2 years, and I miss her terribly. And again, I did a vlog for that, and it was a very emotional day. Then the very next week I said goodbye to one friend and I met another, because I met Daniel of Daniel's autograph collection for the first time in Lincoln. Daniel, I know you'll be watching this, and it meant so much to me. I'm not going to talk about it too much here because, once again, I have a vlog for that, but I'm so happy that I finally met Daniel for the first time. We've become really good friends from YouTube, because of YouTube. and autograph collecting, and I'm gonna see way more of him in 2018. I can't wait because, well, I don't want to tell you guys too much actually, but we have lots of things planned for 2018. So in August, we're only on August, in August, and I don't know how long this is, sorry guys. It was my 22nd birthday in August. I can't remember much of what I did. I think I chose to stay in with my dad because my mum was at work, and we watched Midnight Texas together, which is a TV show. It was the Game of Thrones finale in August. I'm not going to say too much about it because I don't want spoilers in this vlog, but oh my god! I also went live for the first time, doing a live video on Instagram and YouTube. I've done it a few times since. This is a big milestone for me, going live. My anxiety builds and builds and builds, and I was so anxious to do it, so I'm so proud of myself that I overcame that milestone, and now I freaking love doing lives for you guys. And the last thing that happened in August, I went to the Star Rider Anniversary, which is a local comic shop, action figure shop, you know, geeky shop. I went with my dad. Fun day. Don't want to talk too much about it because I've got a vlog for that. Then in September, Pop Sugar, the magazine, featured me in a cosplay article about Buffy the Vampire Slayer costumes. They featured a photo of me dressed as Faith from Buffy. What? I started watching Star Trek Discovery with my dad, which is a very personal thing. Star Trek is a very personal thing for me and Dad. I also started working my first proper job. I've had a few jobs in the past, but my first proper job in September, I started working. Again, I'm so proud of myself because getting a job with my anxiety and depression is hard. It's very hard to go to work sometimes. And I'm just really proud of myself that I'm doing it. I'm working, I'm interacting with the public, I work on the tills, and I friggin' love it. I can't even tell you guys how much I love talking to customers, engaging with customers. I also watched Kingsman: The Golden Circle with my dad in September, and I loved it. Then I went to World of Wizardry 2 in Doncaster with my mother, and it was such a good event. I met loads of Harry Potter people. I can't remember them all, actually, but don't worry because there's a vlog for that. I dressed as Hedwig, so it was a great event. I loved it. And it was also my 3-year YouTube anniversary, and I did a video reacting to old videos. And then in October, I graduated. I can't believe I'm saying that. I graduated from university in October, and then it was my mother's birthday, so I took her out for a meal to a restaurant we'd never been to before, a posh one. I went to a posh restaurant, guys. I should have just took her to KFC because the food wasn't that great. But I had a really good time with Mum. And I also did the Harry Potter movie marathon for the first time for Halloween. In November, I went to Edinburgh in November. I went to frickin' Edinburgh! Oh my god, on my own as well. So it was like 5.5-hour journey there and back on the train, and I went for one day. So it was a lot of travelling, but I had like 7 hours in Edinburgh. It was one of the best days of my life. I can't even lie. It was literally one of the best days of my life. I loved it so much. Oh, I'm crying about Edinburgh. I loved it so much. I saw loads of Harry Potter things, and places J.K. Rowling's been, who's my hero and my inspiration, and I can't believe I'm crying. And Edinburgh was just amazing. I also went to doing this video has got me really emotional. Just to see everything I've gone through this year and done. I also went to another local Comic-Con, and I met Ross Mullen. I didn't cosplay because we had a cosplay disaster, basically. That's really it. December is the last month, and I didn't do a lot in December purely because I had a lot of work. But of course we had Christmas, and I had a wonderful time for Christmas. Just being able to spend time with my family, my mum and dad mean the world to me, and my dog obviously, but spending time with my parents was amazing. And I can't believe how emotional I am, but just seeing it all on paper, because I've wrote it all down, seeing it all on paper what I've done this year. I mean, highlights, of course, Liverpool, Edinburgh, and then meeting Daniel, and then obviously lowlights, is that a word? Saying goodbye to Sarah, who I miss terribly, but I know that she's doing what she needs to do. I recently saw Katie again for Christmas, and I miss her too. A very emotional vlog. I didn't realise it would take this turn. But that was my year in review. I would love to know your guys' highlights and lowlights if you feel like sharing them. What did you guys do this year? I can't believe how emotional I am. I'm sorry if this video is very long. So thank you guys so much. And I also hit 500 subscribers this year. I can't believe I forgot to say that. Which means the world to me. I'm sorry, this is a happy new year, isn't it? Thank you very much for watching. This has turned into some joy on it. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.